Alright guys, so in this video I'm going to talk about my RC crawling table that I have for my SCX-24 and my Ascent Red Cat Ascent 32. So this is just cardboard popsicle sticks and spray foam. So all of this is just spray foam. All of it. Everywhere is just spray foam. These are popsicle sticks. This is some cardboard. And then, so the way that I made it so elevated, like all up here, is I have a bunch of cardboard boxes all throughout here. You can actually kind of see underneath and in there. And that's how I made that. And then I have a whole extension out this way. And then coming around this way, I have some like little rollers, which I will actually be removing in this video. We are actually going to be doing a whole addition onto this whole table in this video, so stay tuned for that. That is the main purpose of the video. Right now, I'm just going around showing the table. So anyway, continuing on, I have these rollers, which when I was originally testing before I had all the spray foam down, it was really good, and now it's actually kind of like really tricky to get on and off. So right here, it's only this color because I had to cut some of the foam away so that you could get onto the obstacles a little bit easier, but it's still not great. So anyway, coming back this way, we have this little ramp that I created out of popsicle sticks and cardboard. And then this is just some string that I braided together, and those are just through some holes and then glued in, and there's knots on either side. There is a lot more sag here now that they've stretched out. But still works really good. It's really cool. Super fun obstacle. Right here I have this like little like bridge up to this upper higher area. So these blocks are like kind of like rocks that you have to like crawl up and over with. I might actually switch these out with some maybe like some real ones. I think that'd be a pretty cool touch. And then you crawl up this way and you have all this, and then it comes down this like hill right here. It gets pretty steep right here, and then yeah, it just kind of like blends all back in, and it's kind of like all kind of like on the side slope, and then like up here it kind of like flattens out. And then obviously the big talking point is the super cool cave that I have back here. So this cave is completely functional. You can drive entirely through it. I hope you guys could actually kind of see good there. But yeah, you can drive the cars through here. Super fun. It is a little tight because, you know, with the spray foam, it like expanded, kind of like close in the area. So I have tried to like cut away as much of the foam as I can, but it is a little tricky because it is super tight. And then this is all just like spray painted over. Right here, this is just some like cutaway foam. Like especially like right here, all these holes, that's just like me cutting away the top layer of the spray foam. That's why that looks like that. And yeah, and then this stuff right here is just some black sand. I would use normal sand, but I don't have any, and I just happen to have some black sand in my house, so don't ask why. But yeah, I just sprayed, like dusted it with some of that to give the whole course some extra grip and some texture looking stuff. So anyway, all right. Now, actually starting the video, building this whole thing, we are actually going to add on to more of this. So what I want to do is right here, it kind of like comes up onto this big mound. I want this big mound to actually have a bridge that comes from over here comes up and then connects back to like right here. And I want it to be this like big grand arch coming back and connecting here. And then we're probably gonna have to build like a little bit more to like beef it up so you can actually drive up and over. But I wanted a big arch that comes up and over. And I want you to still be able to drive around. And I want you to obviously be able to get up onto it easily. And then what I also want to do is I want to build a second layer to this. So I want there to be a spot somewhere along this side that you can actually drive down through the table, and then it will wrap down into a second layer down here. So I have a bunch of, I have 3 cans of this insulating foam that I just got some from Walmart. And then I've also got this spray paint. I also got this from Walmart. It was like $6 for the paint, and it's like $4 for a can of foam. And then this is from Home Depot. I got 30% off of it from all of this. I actually like purposely picked this one out because it was like super beat up. So because I don't care if it's beat up, it's just gonna get cut up and, you know, used on this anyway. So I don't really care. So I got the super bad stuff. So I got a discount on it. It was like $7. It was like $10 total. It's like the actual price, but with the discount, he gave me like 30% off. So, you know, like $7. And then I also have some 2x4s because I'm gonna replace these because they're kind of like flimsy. And these hopefully will be a little bit better. And then I'm gonna actually put some wheels on this, so that'll be pretty cool. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead, and I think we are gonna start with we're gonna start with the legs. We're gonna go ahead and replace this whole frame with some 2x4s, because right now, this is it's just sitting on here. So we're gonna go ahead and put that on my bed. Excuse my mess, please. And then we're gonna go ahead and like completely rebuild the frame. So we're gonna get my phone up on the tripod and we'll get going. Okay. All right. I kind of just shoved all of my blankets off to the side, and then I just laid one down on my bed. So now I'm gonna go ahead and try and pick up the course, and I'm just gonna put it down on my bed. Alright, so that's off. So now we're just left with this frame. So the height of this is 3 feet. These legs are 3 feet. This is 2 feet, and I think this is maybe 4 feet right here. Pretty sure this is about 4 feet. So we're gonna go ahead and remove these legs, and we're gonna remove these 2 pieces. So the frame is entirely taken apart. Came apart a lot faster than it went together. That was a pain to build. But anyway, now we need to go ahead and build the new frame. So we need to go cut those 2x4s. So let's go downstairs and get those cut. here is our supplies. So we have two 4-foot lengths, and then we have 3 4-foot lengths, and then we have 2 width lengths, 2-foot lengths. So these are 2 feet, these are 3, these are 4 feet. So the 3 feet are gonna be for the legs, so the table's gonna be 3 feet up, and then it's gonna be 2 feet wide, and then it's gonna be 4 feet long. And then we are also gonna be using these 4-foot sections for the top sections, for the top 2 rails. And then we're gonna use these 4-foot ones for the second layer. So we're gonna go ahead and start building this right now. Okay. So my phone just decided that it was gonna stop recording. So we have the base all put together, and it is super sturdy. Sturdy enough, for sure. So our next step is gonna be taking these 2x4s, and we are gonna be mounting them on the inside like this, probably about here. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and mount both of these on the inside. I'm gonna go ahead and get that in there. Ready, set, and boom. All right, the rails are in. This thing is sturdy. So we've got our second layer down in here. We have the nice cradle shape. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some cardboard, and I'm gonna lay down some cardboard for the base, or like the flooring. It's gonna be our first step. I think I have like this part all finished. I've got like all the cardboard laid down. Now I'm just gonna go around. I want to build kind of like a little high section right here that kind of like comes down, and I want you to be able to kind of like drive under here. I also need to build a way for you to be able to go from the top section and come down underneath. So I'm trying to also think about how I want to lay this whole section out, because it is a lot smaller than what I have up there, just because I need to try and keep it in and slightly more condensed. So I'm gonna take a few minutes to brainstorm, and I'll come back when I think of something. Okay guys, so I have figured out what we are gonna do. So I found this 4-foot LED shop light box. We are gonna put it right up against here. Hopefully you guys can kind of see it. And so it's gonna be that kind of like drive section that goes up slightly above here that you can actually drive under. And then what we're gonna do with that is this section right here. We are gonna completely cut through the wood, and it's gonna come down through the middle, like right here, and it's gonna track right onto here where you can drive. You'll guys see it when it's kind of like all mocked up before I cut. So I'm gonna go ahead and cue a little bit of a time lapse of me just getting this to fit and work. Guys, so this is where we are at. We have that top driving section all in. It's all hot glued in. And then I also went around and I hot glued all of these seams down. Oh, didn't get that one. Need to get over here a little bit more, but like this is all glued down, so it doesn't like pop up and mess up, you know, anything else in the future. So I'm gonna go ahead and hot glue this down. And then what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna start cutting up that board, and I'm gonna build this section up so you can kind of make that climb going up. And then I'll probably do the same on this side, or maybe I'll only do it on one side. I don't know yet. We'll see. Alright guys, so we have done a lot of work, and I have this whole section all done up. This is all just a bunch of styrofoam, and I just pretty much just cut and placed a bunch of it. And I have to go out at some point and get some plaster sheets to cover it, to make it a little bit more scale looking, I think. And then I've also still got to do some stuff up there. Still got to punch that hole, and then continue on down here and make some fun obstacles. And I think I might just make like a big hill that you can drive up right there. I think is what I'm gonna do. And then down here is just gonna be a bunch of obstacles. So yeah, I have my battery charging, so we are gonna go ahead and try and drive my SEX 24 on here and see how it goes. As we are plugged in. I have no shock suspension because I did just get a new servo for this thing, and it is rubbing on the chassis, and I have to trim it, but I just haven't gotten to it, so it is not at its peak performance. This is a completely stock rig except for the servo. Going up a bit of a harder line here. Yeah. Oh yeah. And then we can climb right on up there. Awesome. And then I just have to build a way to get down. So I'm just gonna. Oops. No front suspension at all. Arrow, I don't know if it can do it. Oh boy. Oh wow, it might actually work. Awesome. Sweet, that is so cool. I am loving this so much. Trying to see if I can get, trying to see if I can get completely turned around up there. All right, I'm gonna try going up this way. That side pass. So far, going up pretty good. Nice and smooth. Oh boy, you're on a big lean. Oh wow, and it pulled itself up. Boy, we are not gonna get that turnaround. Lots of articulation and leaning and just off nastiness. But it conquered it. Let's see. I was gonna say, let's see if we can go down without rolling. Sweet. Alright guys, that is, I think, gonna be it for this video. I'll have a second video uploaded of me working on it more and more building. And then, I don't know if I'll do this as a 2-part series or if I'll do this as a 3-part series. But definitely make sure you stay tuned to my channel so you can see how the rest of this comes out to be. And subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that. Turn on notifications. Please drop a like, comment. It'd be awesome. And yeah, see you guys later. See ya.